Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I'm going to talk about what are things that a narcissist will never tell you, okay? We're going to get into it today and talk about all the things that a narcissist will never tell you. Well, the most obvious thing that a narcissist won't tell you is why they really got with you, what their true intentions were. It's like a podcast I did a while back where I said the narcissist's intent was very different from your intent when you got into the relationship. They were never on the same page with you or wanted the same things that you wanted. They told you that. They acted like they did, okay? They pretend to want the same things as you, but they'll never tell you their true intentions. For example, they may have got with you or married you because you are successful, because you have money, and that's what they were interested in. They were interested in what you had to offer, not so much about you. Or they may have been lusting you and telling you that they were loving you, all right? It was a lust thing, because narcissists don't love, they lust. So narcissists don't tell you their true intentions. Another thing a narcissist will never tell you, okay, is they'll never tell you when you are making them feel, uncomfortable, because a narcissist, especially a covert narcissist, all right, we're going to center primarily on the covert narcissist. Covert narcissists keep everything inside. They don't want you to get in their head. They don't want you to know what they're thinking, what they're doing, where they're going, who they're talking to. So they keep everything inside. So when you get upset with the covert narcissist or something, like people ask all the time, how will they respond when you try to ignore them? Well, initially, they're going to try to respond by pretending like it doesn't bother them. They never, ever want to give you the satisfaction that you got to them. So they're going to pretend like it doesn't even matter if you're ignoring them, all right? So, but it does. It does. So they don't let you know when things are bothering them because they don't want to give you the satisfaction. They don't want to give you that power. The other thing is narcissists, they don't want to tell you that deep down they're very insecure. So what they do is they portray the exact opposite of who they are. They try to appear very self-confident, very sure of themselves. Oh, nobody messes with me. I got a great life. They portray the opposite of, what they are. Like they portray great lives on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. They're trying to show their lives are great, but they won't tell you that deep down they're unhappy. It's the same thing when people see them with the new supply. They're always thinking, oh, they look so happy. Oh, they're so happy with the new supply. Well, that's what they want you to think, okay? That's what they want you to think. You're looking at them putting on a show for you, but they never want you to know that they're maybe fighting with the new supply or they're not getting along with the new supply, all right? So they're never going to tell you when things are not going well for them. They're worried about their public persona and what everybody thinks about them, all right? The other thing they don't want to tell you is that they're afraid of rejection, okay? So if you reject the narcissist, they may act like no big deal, and then they'll just criticize and put you down or something, or say, I didn't want you anyway, all right? They, like I said, they don't want to give you that kind of satisfaction, all right? The other thing they won't tell you everything about their past, all right? They're going to make up a lot of stories. A lot of times they give you a sob story so that you feel bad for them, and they guilt trip you, and they don't want you to make them accountable for things. So some of them will play, poor me, the victim, and everything like that. But what they won't tell you is what they did to their exes. They'll never tell you what they did to their exes. What they did to their ex is what they're telling you that their ex did to them. So whatever the narcissist comes back and tells you, oh, my ex cheated on me. Oh, my ex, was controlling. Oh, my ex was a liar. Oh, my ex was insecure. They're talking about themselves and what they did to their exes. So they'll never tell you what they did to their ex, okay? A narcissist will also never tell you what they're doing, a lot of times during the day. They're very sneaky, all right? You may be at work, they may be home. They'll never tell you what they're doing. They could be on porn sites. They could be hoovering their exes. They could be in inbox on social media, and they would never tell you any of that, all right? The other thing that a narcissist won't tell you is that if they're close with their family, then you can trust and believe they're talking about you to their family, and they are ripping you up and smearing you to their family. All right. They'll never tell you that they are secretly destroying you behind your back to their family. This is what narcissists do. All right. So a lot of times you come in contact with their family, and their family is acting weird with you. All right. Maybe looking at you funny, or, a little cold or distant or weird, okay? That's because that narcissist was talking about you. There was talk behind your back, and now these people are with you and they don't know how to act with you, all right? Because of all the bad-mouthing and the smearing. But a narcissist would never tell you what they're talking about, or that they're putting you down behind your back. Now, obviously, they would never tell you about their secret lives. The fact that they may have situationships somewhere, the fact that they may still sleep with their ex, the fact that they have multiple supply in every city, okay? A lot of narcissists, I want to bring this up, okay? Because a lot of narcissists have supply in different city. They use up the supply in the city they're in, and they have supply in other cities. That's why they love the internet, okay? They love social media because they could talk to people in other cities. They could go on vacations. They can go on trips. They could tell you it's business. They could tell you they're going to visit family, and they're going to see another supply. So these are things a narcissist wouldn't tell you, right? Because they don't want you to know about their secret life. They pretend to be all in a relationship, and yet they're not. They're not monogamous. So a narcissist won't tell you that they're not monogamous. They're going to pretend that they're monogamous when they're really not. They don't believe in monogamy. Most of them don't, all right? I'm not going to sit here and say that every narcissist is a cheater, because I actually know narcissists that don't cheat, as far as, having sex with somebody, that kind of cheating. I mean, as far as other cheating, like trying to cheat you out of money, yeah, they all do that kind of thing, right? But I do know narcissists that don't necessarily cheat on their partners, but they're extremely narcissistic and toxic. But most of them do. And so they don't want you to know that they don't believe in monogamy and that they're out there cheating, all right? The other thing they don't want you to know is that they're very jealous of you and of a lot of other people. But what they'll do is they'll sit there and call you jealous. Oh, you're so jealous. Oh, you're so jealous of this one. You're so jealous of that one. Oh, you're jealous of her because, she's younger than you. They make up these crazy accusations to make you look like you have a problem or something when they're the ones who were actually jealous. All right. The other thing too, people talk about, narcissists need you far greater than you ever need them. Well, what they need is supply, and they don't want you to know that they need supply, all right? The other thing that a narcissist won't tell you is that at the discard stage, they have somebody. That's something a narcissist would never tell you unless you found out about it. So a lot of people sit there and there's a lot of misinformation on the internet where, some people are talking about like, oh, the narcissist jumped right into another relationship. No, they didn't. They had that relationship, okay? They had that relationship either during the whole time they were with you or towards the end of the relationship, when they were with you from the devaluation period onward. They had most likely had somebody. It's not that they just jumped into another relationship. They were in a relationship with that person and they were in a relationship with you. But that's something a narcissist would never tell you. Never, ever tell you what they're doing and what they're doing on the side or anything like that. All right. The other thing is a narcissist that they won't tell you. They'll never tell you that they think you're, a strong person, you're a good person, you have a lot of good qualities. They'll never give you that kudos. They'll never, ever give you any kind of accolade unless they want something out of you. All right. Then they might praise you or something, but that's all calculated to get something out of you. But they won't tell you, if they think you're strong. Instead, when they see you're strong, they're going to want to cut you up and destroy you. They're going to want to rip up your character and tell everybody that you have mental issues. All right. So these are the things that they try to do, and they don't want to tell you because they work very under the radar, especially the covert narcissist. So they don't want you to know their next move. All right. They're very, very calculated, and, they're not going to tell you because they don't trust you. All right. And they don't want to, they don't want to let anybody know what they're doing because then they can't get away with what they're doing. So they live, these secret lives. They are very jealous people. They hate people that are happy. Okay, they'll never tell you this, but deep down they hate people that are happy. That's why they try to destroy the happy times in people's lives. Like when it's their birthday or when it's a holiday or it's a special occasion for someone, they try to ruin that day by either picking a fight, brooding, all right, or starting some kind of trouble or being passive aggressive. And this is how they ruin somebody's day because they're jealous. They don't want to see other people happy because it makes them feel more miserable because it's, you guys, it's that adage, misery loves company. They don't want to see other people happy. They want to see you more miserable than they are, okay? But they don't want you to know that. So these are all the ways that narcissists, the things that they won't tell you. They won't tell you that they're smearing you to their friends and family. They won't tell you what they're doing on the side. They won't tell you what they're doing in the home. They won't tell you, what their next move is. That's another thing too. They're not going to tell you what their plans are for the future. Narcissists will keep that a secret as well. They don't want you to know what their true intentions are. So their true intentions might just be to get the supply, get the money, get the sex, get a temporary place to live till they use you for that and, then bounce off to somebody else. They don't want you to know their true intentions because if you knew their true intentions, you wouldn't deal with them. All right. So they don't want you to know that. And they don't want you to know that they're love bombing you. Okay. So they're going to pretend and put an Academy Award performance on and pretending, how much they care about you and you're their soulmate. And, I can't believe I found the love of my life. And yeah, I'm into religion too. God brought us together. All right. They don't want you to know that they are a con man or con woman. That's another thing. They don't want you to know that they're a con man or con woman that is looking to play you. That's what the narcissist won't tell you, that they're looking to play you. Okay. And this is why narcissists too are always studying you to see your reactions, to see you when you tick and when you don't tick, because you're dealing with a con person, all right? That's what you're dealing with, The other thing, too, that they don't, like I said, they don't want you to know about their past either, all right? They don't want you to know about the past. The other thing that a narcissist won't tell you is that when you go no contact or you block them, that really, really bothers them most of the time, unless they have another supply that is really occupying them or they have a lot of supply in general. But when you block the narcissist, that does disturb the narcissist because one of their biggest fears is being cut off or abandoned. But they're going to try to be a cool cat about it and not let you know that it gets to them, but it does get to them, okay? But they're not going to let you know that. That's the covert narcissist. They're not going to let you know. It bothers them when you block them or you shun them or you don't give them any kind of attention. That is what they won't let you know, that it is bothering them inside. So a lot of people think like, oh, you're not bothering the narcissist. It's not affecting them. Well, I got news for you. It does affect them because narcissists are extremely sensitive people. They'll call you sensitive, but they're extremely, extremely sensitive. So when you do anything to slight the narcissist, it's going to piss them off. And either they'll show it, maybe with an overt or malignant narcissist by raging or getting angry. But if you're dealing with a covert narcissist, they're going to be a cool cat and they don't want to give you the satisfaction that it's bothering them. But trust and believe, it is bothering them. And what they'll do is they'll try to, plot revenge against you by smearing you and destroying you to other people. That's what they do, because this is how they want to hurt you, all right? They can't hurt you directly because they're a basic coward, so they're going to hurt your relationships with other people. This is how they try to hurt you, all right? They don't want you to know, basically, that they played you and that they really couldn't care less about you. Most of the time, they couldn't care less about you when they got involved with you. It's just, they were there for a pure purpose of whatever you had to offer. That's what they were there for. They sized you up. They don't want you to know that they sized you up. They figured out who you were, what you had to offer, and then that's why that was their intent in getting with you, not for love, all right? A narcissist never gets with somebody for love. This is what people don't realize, all right? They're transactional people. They'll only get with you if you have something to offer them, all right? They're not going to waste their time, and, they don't believe in love. That's what it is. They really don't believe in love. So these are things that a narcissist won't tell you or doesn't want you to know, that, they're sneaky, they're manipulative, they're liars. They don't want you to know that, all right? And so a narcissist would never tell you these things. They also won't ever tell you their money situation. Never. A narcissist, especially a covert narcissist, you guys. I've dealt with so many of them. Every last one of them was sneaky and had money hidden. Every last one was sneaky and had money hidden. I knew one that actually rushed to the bank to try to clear out the bank accounts before, his wife got there, okay? All right? Because, he felt the divorce was coming and he was trying to clean out the bank accounts. This is what they do. Or they have the bank accounts in other people's, usually their mother's name or something like that. And I've talked about this in my older reels. So that's another thing. They will never tell you that they have money when they, they'll never tell you that they, about the money they do have. And that's why a lot of them play the pauper. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to pay for my kid's school. My daughter, they'll say something like, my daughter needs this or needs new shoes or this or that. They're going to guilt trip you. This is what they do. They're going to guilt trip you. They're going to play that. And meanwhile, these people have money, all right? Listen to me when I tell you. Unless you're dealing with the broke, busted narcissist, most of these covert narcissists have money somewhere, all right? They're very calculating. They all have a stash of money somewhere. But they're not going to let you know that. No. They'll never let you know that they have money, all right? That's something a narcissist won't ever tell you, all right? They never want you to know anything that's going on in their life. So I hope that helps you in understanding, what are things a narcissist won't tell you. If you like the podcast, please share it. Please share the video. If you're looking for confidential coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com. I'm going away soon, but then I'll be back. And also, you guys, check out my YouTube. I have over 7,000 videos on there. I really cover narcissism and all different kinds of information you'll find on there. So check it out at the Game Exposed podcast. A lot on Covert Narcissist I do. The other thing is check out Facebook, Instagram at the Game EXP123, and TikTok is the Game Exposed. And have a great day.